Hey planner friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my small passion journal for the month of October. Let's get started. So as I mentioned in my intro, I'm going to be setting up my journal for the spooky season or the month of October. I'm going to start off with my cover page and quote page, and I've done something a little bit different this month and set up for the entire month all in one go rather than setting up my weekly pages on like a week by week basis. As you would expect if you've already seen some of my October spreads, orange is my theme colour for October, so I'm just lettering it in a kind of jagged font with my orange Sharpie S note. I'm then going to use my grey Stabilo fine liner to make a basic calendar under the month title, as I've been doing on all my monthly cover pages so far in this journal. Because I don't have a calendar spread in this journal, it's always handy when I'm setting up my weekly spreads to have this to refer back to. As we go through this setup, you'll see me bringing in some more of the things that I've been doing over the past couple months with this journal as I've been getting to grips with it. So bringing in some of that tissue paper to match my monthly theme colour, some craft paper, some washi, and also some stickers, which this month are mostly from my Passion Planner sticker books and also from Rock and Roadkill on Etsy. This month I also got to play around a lot with layering some washi, so I have some orange washi, which is just a basic one that I got from Paper Chase years ago, and then I have the gorgeous Halloween doodle washi from Plannerface, and also a washi from Rock and Roadkill that I would say kind of has like a traditional tattoo design on it. Moving over to my quote page, and I first made another uneven sort of sketchy border like I did in my September setup because I really liked the effect of that. And then my quote for this month is "I put a spell on you," because when I say we're going really basic Halloween, we're going really basic Halloween. Again, I'm using my orange Sharpie S note for some of the lettering and then my grey Faber-Castell Pitt pen for the grey lettering. To finish off this page, I'm adding in some washi and this gorgeous pumpkin die cut that I got from my Rock and Roadkill order, which also has some hollow foil on it, which matches the Plannerface washi perfectly. So now that my cover page is done, we can move on to my sleep tracker and my headache tracker. So for the sleep tracker, I'm setting this up in pretty much exactly the same way I did last month, except I'm going to miss a couple days off the bottom this month. I don't know how I measured it wrong, but I did. So I've done that same sort of sketchy border around the outside and then using my ruler to create the inner lines, and then all of the days of the month down the left-hand side and the hours of the night over the top. To fill in this tracker, I draw a bar over each day for how long I was asleep, and then I'm going to colour code it based on the key down the side, whether my energy levels were high, medium or low for that day. As always, to finish off this page, I'm going to add in some washi and some stickers around the outside. The potion bottle sticker is from Rock and Roadkill, and I'm going to be taking a lot of inspiration for that for my next page. So moving on to my headache tracker, and because I had all of these potion stickers for this month, I've decided to draw a potion for every day of the month, and then I'm going to colour in that potion based on whether I had no headache or a mild, moderate or severe headache. I get chronic headaches, so this is actually a really important tracker for me. So as I think I mentioned in my September journal setup, I've been getting a lot more confident with my doodling, so I was really umming and ahhing about whether I should actually do this as a setup. I really loved the idea, but I didn't know whether I could pull it off because I'm not the world's best doodler, but I really love how it turned out. If you look at each one individually, they're a bit scruffy, but when you look at the whole page as a whole, I really like it. I basically sketched out some basic shapes for bottles in pencil first, and then when I'm going over with my pen, I'm just adding like the top and a cork and the liquid inside. The lined wood grain effect was taken as inspiration from a Dashi Corin setup, and also this idea for a habit tracker I found on Pinterest as well. The pens that I'm using for most of this setup are my orange Sharpie S note, this orange passion marker that actually comes out kind of yellow in my opinion, an orange Staedtler Triplus fine liner, and two grey Faber-Castell Pitt markers. For this setup, I'm bringing back the important dates and favourites page because although last month I was like I barely used it in August, so I'm not going to add one in September, I actually missed it, so I added it in the end of my September setup because I had an extra day going. So I've decided that it can come back for this month. I'm just not going to beat myself up that it probably won't get completely filled out. So I've just drawn a basic box for my important dates, and then for my favourites I'm using one of my grey Faber-Castell Pitt pens to kind of draw in post-it looking things, and they are going to be for things that I watched, things that I listened to, games that I played, and places that I visited this month. Because I draw them freehand, they are a bit wonky, but I don't really mind, although I was watching Living Letter Plan's October setup earlier today, and I really like the idea of cutting out pieces of craft paper and sticking them in to look like a post-it or a notepad, so I might take inspiration from that next month. Over the page, and I'm setting up the first half of a week of October, so this is just for the 1st, 2nd and 3rd. For each of my weekly spreads, I started off by just sketching out different ways to break up the page into 4. So for this one, I've done horizontal quarters. So the top 3 quarters are for each day of the week that this page covers, and then the bottom quarter is for the word October and some tissue paper and some stickers. The stickers on this page are from the New Year New Goals Passion Planner sticker book, and then I'm just adding in a couple bits of washi for layering. I'm also using my orange Staedtler Triplus fineliner to add a little drop shadow to the title October, and then we can move on to my next weekly spread. So if you watched my most recent weekly plan with me, you will know that last week I went on holiday for the first time in almost 2 years. So this was going to be a very special memory keeping page, and I wanted lots of space for it. So I decided to create my first ever Dutch door in this planner. So I trimmed off 6 squares worth of the page and just rounded off the corners using my scissors. And then I'm adding in orange tissue paper on those 2 sections that will be visible no matter which side of the page you're looking at. With this left-hand side, I discovered quite quickly that it's much easier to glue the page and stick the tissue paper onto it, rather than gluing the tissue paper and trying to stick that onto the page. So I did the easier version for the second side. I then rounded off the corners and trimmed off the excess with my scissors. For this spread, although we weren't going camping, we were going to the forest, so I decided to use some of these gorgeous stickers from the Nature sticker book from Passion Planner to decorate over all of the orange tissue paper on the left and right hand side of this page, and then all of the white space in the middle will be left for pictures and journaling while we're away. I thought that middle page of the Dutch door was just missing a little something, so I decided to colour in 1 square worth of the edge to create a little border, and then adding in some tissue paper and extra stickers in the white space. I still haven't actually filled in this spread yet, even though we've been back from holiday for a few days, and honestly I'm a little worried about it because I'm not sure that I've left myself enough space for all of the photos that I took, because I took so many. I might have to stick in an extra page in the middle. So now into setting up the current week, and again I've brought in some tissue paper and stickers from Rock and Roadkill and also Passion Planner sticker books, as well as my pile of washi to create my weekly spreads for the rest of the month. So like I mentioned, for each of these I've split each page into quarters, so I have a quarter of a page for each day of the week, plus a quarter of the page to decorate with a calendar or the word October or just some extra stickers. When I'm setting up my weekly spreads, I don't really decide on the stickers beforehand, I just kind of see what feels right for that week, so it was a little bit weird making so many weekly spreads all in one go, but hopefully it works out for the best this week. When I have a big sticker taking up a decent chunk of a day, I will usually take a little bit from the day either side of it, so that I have about the same amount of space to write in each day. For this spread I really locked into how much space I was going to give myself for each day, because I decided to highlight over every other line for a few of the days with my passion marker, which again kind of comes out a bit too yellow for my orange setup, but I'm not going to be mad about it. For the week beginning the 18th, I decided to bring in a little bit of craft paper as well as my orange tissue paper to add into my title section, and then again I've split each page into horizontal quarters. My go-to layouts are normally horizontal quarters or splitting the page in half horizontally and vertically, because I think they give you like the best amount of space. I did try one week where I split the entire page into quarters vertically, and it was so difficult to write because you could only fit like 3 words on a line that it felt like I had no space, even though I had the exact amount of space as I would have had any other way of splitting up the page. I thought it would work because so many people like memory keep and journal in a passion planner, which is a vertical layout, but it's just not for me. I much prefer horizontal when I'm journaling. I did try mixing up my fonts and the ways of writing in the numbers this month. Because I was making so many spreads like one after the other, I didn't want it to feel too repetitive, and also because I have so many repetitive elements in my monthly setups, I find that messing around with fonts is one way to make the weeks have their own kind of individual feel. By the way, I would recommend being very careful if you're trying to get Passion Planner stickers off of Passion Journal paper. They don't like coming up after they've been stuck down for a while, and it was a little bit touchy with that one. But I ended up using it to cover up the word Tuesday because I wasn't keen on how I'd written it, so I've just written Tuesday again next to it, and I think I spelt it wrong. I'm annoyed at myself now. Moving over to the last weekly spread of this setup, and this is where I go full on Halloween. You can see that sticker page up in the top left hand corner of the screen. Those are the stickers that are going on this page. For this spread, I've again split the pages up horizontally, but I've got a little bit less space on the left hand side for each day than I do on the right hand side, so that I could fit in plenty of washi and all of these gorgeous stickers from Rock and Roadkill. Because the spread is for Halloween, I just went a little bit overboard with all of the washi and layering stickers, especially these cute ghosts. I really like them. I would have happily used this entire sticker sheet on this page, but I did need to keep some space for me to actually do my journaling, because that's the point of this planner. I do sometimes find that my weekly spreads, before I've actually filled them in, do look kind of weird because there's all of this white space left where I'm clearly going to write, but until I've filled it in, it looks a bit weird to me. So although I don't share these spreads when they're filled in because they are full of like personal stuff, just know that they look a lot less empty once I'm done with them for the week. Once I've filled in all of the dates and days of the week on this page, I'm going to go in and add some more stickers because that's who I am as a person, and then we can get into a final flip through of my October journal setup. So for the final flip through, we have my cover page and quote page, my trackers page for sleep, energy and headaches, my important dates and favourites page, my Dutch door memory keeping spread for my holiday, and then 3 weeks of journaling and memory keeping for the rest of October. I think this is my favourite journal setup so far. I hope you're having a wonderful spooky season wherever you are in the world. So that's everything for this video, friends. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!